Hi guys, Gigahertz here, and today we are going to do our very first requested video. This request comes from a subscriber who used to be in the second best 4v4 team for Halo, and his name is Synergy, and he requested this video because he is mostly an FPS player, but specifically like a console gamer. He does obviously do some things on the PC, Diablo and some StarCraft, stuff like that. But he was kind of waiting on getting into WoW because he's a very obsessive personality, like most people who like really get into WoW. Like I personally am incredibly obsessive. So yeah, so he's coming into World of Warcraft, and he just wanted a quick, hammer to the face of how you just kind of get into it quickly, just kind of hit the ground running. So I'm going to do a very quick new player video for him and hopefully for other people. And then if you are interested in finding out more about World of Warcraft, all you have to do is look at my A Delicate Hand series, and they go into much more depth about different types of things that each person could do. And not necessarily like this is how you do it, but ideas that will continue to kind of push you to become a better gamer yourself and give you, little tips and pointers that can push you in the right direction, but don't tell you that you're dumb, because you're not. You're like, in this case, Synergy is a serious gamer, but he's new to World of Warcraft and new to MMORPGs. So that's why we're making this video for him and hopefully for other people. Okay, for the sake of brevity, I clipped out the loading and the actual opening cinematics. So Synergy, I hope you enjoyed that. Other people who played Pandas, I hope you enjoyed them. It's kind of cool. And that's the way they are for everybody. They just kind of watch the opening cinematics. They're really neat. They kind of give you an idea of what your race is like and how they interacted a little bit with the world around them. It gives you a little bit of flavor text. At the very beginning, you have your automatic quest tracking. If you hit your L key or you click this button, not this button, sorry, this button, quest log button, you'll actually open up your quests. Now, if you hit the M button, the map button, or you can click up here at this top right-hand corner, and it'll show you the map. Now, you start out like with this little small map, or you can have a big map. The big map shows you your location. The little quest bubble things, like where quests are, shows you a quest log tracking, and then you can click on individual quests, and you can see what you're supposed to be doing. But for the most part, what's great about starting zones is they're going to keep you pretty local, so you're not going to have a real issue. So just kind of, this is a guy who has a quest who's completed. I recommend reading the quest lines. I'm not going to read it for this video because there's a few things we want to talk about. So the next thing we need to do is we need to loot and equip a trainer's crossbow. Now, before we do that, I know for certain that all starting systems on their interface, they have this unchecked. Turn on auto loot. It'll make it so when you open up something or loot something that you'll grab everything inside of it, and it'll just go right into your bag, so you don't have to find the thing that you want to click and not click other things. Some players play with auto loot unclicked, which means that when they open something, they get to choose. Here, I'll show you. Just real quick. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's say we're going to loot this guy. We open it up, and now we have our cursor, and we can grab our little pointer and just do I want that or not? I can close this, and now in my bag I haven't grabbed anything yet. There's nothing new in my bag. All right, so if I open this, I have to choose to pick this. Where if I go into interface and I turn on auto loot, this is the biggest main difference, and this is something that I personally like. You just right click on it and it just goes in your bag. It automatically grabs it and puts it in there. That's the way it works. Piece of cake. It's okay. That's how it works. Right click on the trainee's weapon, open your bags. It tells you what to do in many situations. So right here, if you want to equip it, you just mouse over it, right click on it, and now it's equipped on your body. So now you have a crossbow. Yay. And you can do actual abilities. So you can actually do, arcane shot. But yeah, very simple, very easy. but let's just really quick go through the interface and show you the things that I would change. So auto loot is number one. Definitely do that. I get rid of sticky targeting because I don't like the fact that, like, okay, you target that and now you want to target something else, or you want to just click off of it. If you have sticky targeting no longer enabled, you'll be able to just click anywhere on the screen and remove that target. So you clicked him and you can go anywhere. Whereas otherwise you have to hit escape or click someone else or something. Like, if I don't want to target you anymore, I know I'm not targeting you. I'm pretty good. Show free bag space. Automatic quest tracking. This is where you can toggle that on or off. Quest difficulty by color. If you want to see whether or not a quest is going to be too difficult or very easy, or to the point where you're barely getting any experience from it at all. The order by easiness to difficulty is gray, green, yellow, red. So red is obviously the hardest. Social, mature language filters. Nah, like we're all grown-ups here. Action bars. You can turn on action bars, and that will allow you to put more abilities up. So I'm actually going to put that up there. That's the bottom right bar, and you'll notice that it will appear and disappear because the bar is appearing and disappearing. So you can also tell them to always show the action bars, which means the grid will always show. So that way, if you turn them on and off, you'll know. So yeah, pretty simple. I usually don't have it always show because I don't want it. Names. Whether or not you want names, or if you want to see names of enemy units or stuff like that, whether you want to see these are called, this is actually really useful, see these bars over everybody's heads. It would be a good idea to get used to those bars at the beginning to a certain degree, and they can be turned on and off using the V key, and you can also adjust the way they work. So you see right now they're stacking, they're moving up and down. I'm not a fan of stacking nameplates because they constantly move. Whereas if you just tell it to overlap, the things will just overlap like that. So they kind of stay in the same place. They stay in the location where the target is. So as you get closer to the target, you can see it. Now, like, the overlapping is a little bit annoying for some people, but for me, it's less annoying because the nameplate that I might be using to click the target I'm about to kill doesn't move around, and it's better that it stays stationary than it constantly stacking and spreading and trying to make it easier for me to grab. I don't want that. I mean, maybe for a healer it might be more useful, but for a DPS I haven't seen it be very useful. Floating combat text, whether you like it or not. Status text. I mean, there's a ton of stuff you can do. Raid profiles, whether you want to use raid party style frames. This is actually all in my Blizzard UI video. It's a little bit more in depth as to what you can do with the Blizzard UI. So definitely check that out if you'd like to. But for the most part, here's my biggest thing that I'm going to say. If you are a brand new player to PC gaming, have at least 5 keybinds that are spells or abilities that are clicked by you using your fingers to punch them. Okay? 5. That's not a lot, but start with 5 if you're brand new. If you're a more experienced gamer, start with 10 keybinds of spells and abilities. And if you're a little bit more advanced, shoot for 10 and then add 5 additional shift modifier or control modifier keybinds. And do that and try to move with your mouse. Those are the only 2 things I would say that you probably should do if you want to become very good at this game later. But the big thing is, becoming very good at this game is not necessarily a big deal. Okay? Like, have fun. Read the quest lines, take on characters, have fun with it. The lesson of the iron bow, a fine weapon. It should suit your needs well. Now, put it to use. It's kind of screw around. Have fun with the game. That's what the point of this game is to have fun. It's not to, I gotta get my DPS up right now. You're level 1, you just got into the game. Like, I know Synergy right now is listening to this being like, shut up, you know, because he actually was really worried about, like, he wants to get good quickly. But, you know, who cares? You know, like, just have a good time, play the game, and more will come. Like, more will follow. And if you, as time progresses, you hit, like, level 20, level 50, level 80, and you kind of want to get a better idea of how to play the game, then all you have to do is check out my Delicate Hand series, and it goes into depth on specific things that you might need. But for now, just have a good time. All right, do quests, explore the world of Warcraft, and you know, piece of cake. Have fun. This is Gigahertz signing out. Deuces.